So you're trying to learn a new language and want to do it correctly? Discover 7 research-backed techniques to master any language faster in this video. Spaced repetition. Are you tired of spending time learning new vocabulary, only to forget most of it a few days later? You're not alone. This is the forgetting curve in action. German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus developed this model to illustrate how quickly we forget new information. On average, a person loses about 50% of what they've learned within the first hour. But don't worry, there's a solution. The forgetting curve also reveals that spaced repetition is the key to retaining information. By revising the content the next day, you'll recall the parts you forgot and significantly slow the forgetting process. After reviewing the material 3 times, you'll remember almost everything. So if you're serious about building your vocabulary, make spaced repetition a part of your study routine. Review new content 3 times with at least a day between each session to ensure you retain as much information as possible. For example, Anki, Quizlet, Memorise, and Duolingo are popular apps that leverage spaced repetition to enhance learning efficiency. They schedule review sessions strategically to optimize memory retention. Immersion. Imagine language immersion as more than just learning a language, it's about learning to exist in the language itself. Some schools only have classes in the target language, but true immersion is about actively engaging with the language in real-life situations, just like how children learn their native languages. Imagine jumping into a new language by changing your phone's language settings, notifications, apps, everything, to your target language. Don't worry if you don't understand everything directly. Immersion is about embracing the experience and gradually picking up language skills. Another fun way is to binge-watch movies and shows without subtitles, letting everyday expressions and cultural nuances sink in naturally over time. Immersion can also include language exchanges and traveling to countries where the language is spoken, which are undoubtedly effective but can be expensive. Despite the cost, these experiences offer natural learning and turn language acquisition into an enriching adventure. When immersed in a language, exposure stimulates our brains to forge and reinforce neural connections. Hearing new words in different contexts helps connect their sounds, meanings, and grammar in our minds. Focus on interleaved practice. Ever heard of interleaved practice? It's a study technique where instead of focusing on just one topic, you mix things up and study multiple concepts in one go. Experts say this helps your brain better understand and remember the information. So, what's the deal for language learners? Well, instead of only practicing one skill at a time, try switching it up a bit. Start by reading a text to improve your understanding, then do some speaking exercises to work on your pronunciation and fluency. Finally, watch a video on the same topic to boost your listening skills and reinforce what you've learned. By combining these different skills, you can help your brain make better connections between language elements, which will help you remember everything in the long run. Plus, it keeps your study sessions interesting and diverse, which is essential for staying motivated and achieving your language goals. Mnemonic devices are techniques that help with remembering information. They often work by linking new information to something familiar, which makes it easier to recall. There are many mnemonic devices, but some are particularly useful for memorizing new content when learning a foreign language. Here are a few examples. Acronyms and acrostics. Creating a word or phrase where each letter stands for a piece of information. For example, to remember the Spanish words for colors, rojo, azul, verde, amarillo, negro, you could create an acronym like RAVAN. Rhymes and songs, setting information to music, or a rhyme to make it easier to recall. Imagery and visualization, associating new words with vivid mental images. For example, to remember that coachy means car, you could picture a coach driving a fancy car. Storytelling. Creating a story that incorporates the words or concepts you need to remember. Method of loci, associating words or concepts with specific locations in a familiar place. Using these mnemonic techniques can make the process of learning and retaining new vocabulary in Spanish, or any other language, much more effective and enjoyable. Short-term goals. If you aim to become fluent, staying motivated for months or years can be challenging. That's why setting short-term goals is key for language learners. One of the best ways to stay on track is by setting SMART goals. Here's the breakdown. Specific. Focus on something very precise, like learning the names of all the furniture in your bedroom. Measurable. Make sure you can track your progress and know when you've hit your target. Achievable. Set realistic goals. They can be challenging, but should always be within reach. Relevant. Pick goals that are connected to your reasons for learning the language. Will achieving this goal help you? time-bound, set a specific deadline to reach your goal. For example, I will learn 100 Spanish words related to small talk before meeting my girlfriend's family in 2 weeks. Using SMART goals keeps you motivated and ensures you play an active role in managing your progress. Research shows that learners who actively track their achievements progress faster than those who don't. So, set those SMART goals and watch your language skills soar. Learn with a partner. The social interdependence theory suggests that learning, like picking up a new language, is influenced by your interactions with others. In other words, your success is tied to the success of those around you. Research shows that learning together boosts academic achievement, positive attitudes, and social skills. There are 2 types of interdependence: positive, which is cooperation, and negative, which is competition. Positive interdependence could be group classes where everyone helps each other out, while negative could be 2 colleagues competing to learn the language for a promotion. For most of us, cooperation is key. You can take group classes or find a friend for peer tutoring, where you teach each other. Studies show that peer tutoring is one of the best ways to learn a language. Get a qualified language tutor. Learning with a tutor is awesome because each tutor has their own unique strengths and teaching styles that may work better for some learners than others. Despite these variations, tutoring is highly recommended because qualified tutors use cool techniques supported by research. For instance, language tutors often use mnemonic devices to help learners remember difficult vocabulary. They also mix different learning concepts and materials in their lessons called interleaved practice, which helps improve understanding and retention. Tutors further enhance learning by using spaced repetition, a method that ensures learners review and reinforce what they've learned effectively. In more intensive lessons, tutors create immersive language experiences to deepen learning. To sum it all up, learning a new language is an exciting journey that takes time and effort. With dedication and the right strategies, you'll steadily move towards fluency. Remember to stay positive and enjoy the process of exploring a new language and culture.